Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another weekly episode, and I've got some pretty cool stuff to share with you. Some of the stuff I picked up at my local diecast meet as of late, some of the stuff I got in the mail, some of the stuff I picked up from a buddy. It's just, there's some cool items, and I even got something at a store. So, I guess, let's get into it. I got a couple Ultra Reds, which is sweet. So I got a couple Ultra Reds this week. We've got two, actually. So, and yeah, that's what a couple means. All right, so we've got this one right here that was sent to me from my buddy Zach Manser. Super cool dude on Instagram. He's got a pretty decent following on there. He does some pretty cool photographs of 1/64 scale diecast. He collects it. Really cool guy, really easy to deal with and stuff like that. I think we've done some trades in the past. He's hooked me up in the past as well, and he just basically REOK'd this to me, which is just absolutely fantastic. So this is the square body from 2022, release 1. And just really cool. So I checked this one off the list, and at the same time, or basically the same time, today my buddy Jeremy Bolter, who I've referenced a few times, he's on Instagram too. He hasn't been very active as of late, but still hunts and stuff like that. His focus is more vintage Hot Wheels, but he does, of course, if he sees a chase on the pegs, he's not leaving it behind. And he picked this, which actually I don't think he didn't get this off the pegs. This was part of a trade deal that he had worked out with somebody for something else, and they threw this in, and he basically just gave it to me. So I appreciate that, Jeremy. Thank you very much. So that is two Ultra Reds off the list, which is fantastic. And then we got some more Auto World. We've got the good old Rat Fink Mio exclusive square body. Not too exciting. It isn't. I will admit that. It's a Mio exclusive. Of course, I had to pick it up because I'm a completionist, right, when it comes to Auto World. And this one's limited to 6,000 pieces. It looks all right. We'll talk about it more in the next segment of the video. And of course, when we open up these, we'll open up the regulars as well. So we have that to look forward to. And then I got from SC Diecast, one of my favorite hobby dealers. I mention him all the time on this channel. Actually hooked me up with one of these. So this is the Gulf Corvette. This is also, or this isn't a Miho, this is a Super Mini Wheels exclusive. Kind of cool to see a hobby exclusive that's a non-square body, just because it gives it a little more variety. We do get Gulf livery though, which is of course a little bit played out as well, but it's pretty cool. It's a pretty neat thing, and it's limited to 2,400 pieces. There's not a lot of them out there. Definitely want to get the chase of this one off of the list sometime soon, and it is pretty sweet. I like it. I think it looks pretty awesome, so I'm excited to open that up in the next segment of the video. Let's see, what else did I pick up? Oh, I got a couple more things from SC Diecast. We've got two GreenLight. And these are both from Hobby Shop Series 13. We got the 1976 Chevy Chevelle Laguna S3 with spare tires in black and gold. I thought this thing looked sharp, and I don't think I have an example of this tooling. So I decided to pick this one up because I think it looks pretty awesome. And so we'll check that out. And then one car that I was definitely excited to see is the 1989 Ford Taurus with sales associate in suit. Not so excited about the sales associate in the suit, but I'm definitely stoked that they did this Taurus. It's just a car that was super popular in this time. You just saw them all over the place. I think even my parents know. My parents had a Mercury Sable wagon. So, yeah, anyway, there's that. Pretty cool. So that I picked up from SC Diecast. Two more items from SC, and gotta get a drink of water. My throat's a bit dry. But we got two Johnny Lightning, and these are both from version B, release 1, 2022. Firebird and a Corvette. This is an Auto World Deluxe casting, basically, and of course this is a Johnny Lightning casting that I collect. So there's that. Excuse me. And then, let's see. Also at the meet, we got a Tarmac Works Zonda. Couldn't pass this up for the price. Someone was basically blowing out like 3 or 4 of these they had, and I couldn't pass it up. I normally wouldn't have got it because I have an example of the casting, and it's a nice one. It was cheap, and I'm like, I'm not going to leave it behind for that cost. So ended up picking that up. And then we got a Matchbox I got from my buddy Dustin, and it is in the Matchbox Premier Collection, and it's a Toyota Supra. So that's pretty cool too. In gold, it's got these wide fat tires on it. That's probably the only deterrent from it being awesome, but it's really detailed and really detailed well. So we'll check that out up close, of course, in the next half of the video, or, you know, the longer part of the video when we look at stuff up close. All right, and then last is Hot Wheels. I've got some new and some old. Well, new, all I really got is this 5-pack. That's this guy right here, but it's a sweet 5-pack, -1 casting. The Nightburners 5-pack. We've got, what is that, a Speedtail, McLaren. We've got the Datsun 620, which of course is going to be like the one that everybody wants. We got the Prelude, an RX-7, and this weird fantasy casting. So we'll take a look at that. Man, my throat is so scratchy. And then last but not least, we got some vintage Hot Wheels, one sort of vintage. We got 2 MR2, Toyota MR2 Rallies. We got a blue card and a like blue to white fade card. 2 different wheels, same livery. And then we got a Ferrari 348 that, according to my spreadsheet, I didn't have. I find it hard to believe, but hopefully I didn't actually have this one because we're going to open it. And then lastly, this was a really cool one. It was Volkswagen Rabbit in yellow. This is definitely a rarer color to find than the white one, at least in my experience. And this thing's in pretty darn good near mint shape. And I got a really good price on it in comparison to what I've seen on eBay. So there you go. All right. So let's see if I can keep the guy at band practice last night. I sang and my voice is just thrashed. So hopefully we'll be able to hold her together for the second segment. So stay tuned for that. But I'm stoked. Lots of cool stuff here. A lot of good variety. We got some Johnny Lightning. We got some Auto World. We got a Tarmac Works. We got GreenLight. We got some Hot Wheels. We got a Matchbox. What more do you need, right? I mean, I don't have any mini GT. That would be cool, but, you know, sorry. You know, maybe next episode. All right, let's go ahead and flip the camera around and let's open up this stuff. Take a look at it and all that. All right, guys, so we're going to start with the old Hot Wheels to kick this second part of the video off. And we're going to start with this one right here, which I think was a pretty sweet find. I got it pretty inexpensively. I'll tell you what I paid for it. I paid $20 for this Blackwall. And I think it's a good deal. It's not perfect, but it is very close enough to the point where I just have no complaints. And I'm definitely going to just keep it in the collection. There would be no reason to try to really replace it. Of course, if I ever came across one again for that price, I'd probably pick it up again just because it's a good deal. But so if you look at these on eBay, people are asking quite a bit of money for them, and they're in way worse shape than this is in. This is actually in really good shape. There's only a couple of little minor issues. We got a little bit of a fleet bite right here. Not a big deal. The tampos are in really good shape. There's a little bit of like a wear or whatever. That's probably actually how it looked straight out of the box. And I think overall it looks really good. The only other part is like this hood. I don't know if this was like re-glued or what happened here to the front of this hood. But really no big deal. The nice thing is that the hood is down and the hood is flat. I am never going to open up this hood because I don't know how that's going to turn out. We may never get it back down. And that's one of the little design weirdnesses with this casting, is that plastic hood is just something I don't recommend messing with. If you got one that's like worn out or whatever, or one that's got playwear all over it and stuff like that, go ahead and pop the hood open and take a look. But I will never do it because this plastic just gets brittle and stuff over time and all that. I just don't want to ever risk it. We're gonna go ahead and just leave it as is. But yeah, I was stoked to find this model. I think it's really cool. The more common one is the white one, and I do have that one as well. I've got a mint version of that one, so now I got the pair, and that's all pretty neat. So I'm not sure exactly what year this did come out in. I know it pretty much only came out in like 2 colors off the bat, which is a white one and a yellow one, and I'm gonna guess it's probably somewhere close to late 70s, early 80s, whatever. So copyright date on the bottom is, of course, 78. I don't, someone will tell me, of course, in the comments how rare this car is or whatever, if I got a good deal on it or not. So let me know. I think I did. I think I did pretty good. So I enjoy it. I think this is an awesome casting, so I'm happy to have it. All right. Next is, we'll do the Ferrari 348. It's kind of a weird casting from Hot Wheels. It's kind of a weird one to collect. I don't think a lot of people really go after all the variations of this car, but I like it because I had some of these when I was a kid, and I liked the car. So, it's got some nostalgia to me, and that's why I picked it up. No idea what that store is. Pamita. Someone's going to go down a memory lane by looking at that, I'm sure. 99 cents. And a copyright date in 1991 on the card. No idea exactly when this came out. I don't know off the top of my head. I got like a spreadsheet. It says, like I said, it says I didn't have this one. And I just find it hard to believe that I don't have it. Because it seems like a basic black one. It's a metal flake. And, should we look? Should we just look? It's right here. I got the... I think I have it. Why is it not marked off on my sheet? So, never mind. We may not be opening this one because I'm going to have to investigate what's going on here. Or maybe if we can find a difference. So here is what I think is this. And yeah, I don't see anything different. Metal flake, Ferrari logo. I didn't pay like hardly anything for it, so it's not a big deal if I duplicated it. I'm going to have to investigate that. Why is that not checked off on my spreadsheet? So either I screwed something up, which is likely the case, or there was some weird little variation of the car with these wheels on it that I was actually looking for, and I didn't catch that this one isn't it. So there's another one with these wheels that's black right here, but it's got that tampo on the top. It's from a different time, so not the same. But I have both of them with those wheels, so I'm very confused as to what happened there. But no big deal. If it's a duplicate, it's a duplicate. It's just going to end up on my table next month at the Diecast meet, and somebody else will maybe pick it up. And if not, that's cool. Whatever. All right, so I have to investigate that one. We're not opening that one. We are, however, going to open these two, and these two I know for sure I did not have. We've got 2 MR2 rallies. This one was from Walmart for 84 cents. And I know I didn't have a Walmart near me at this time. Copyright date 1991. Copyright date on the back of this one is also 1991. Although I think they used this same card for quite a few years, and who knows when these actually came out. I don't, anyway. I mean, someone does. I shouldn't say who knows, because somebody does, but it's not me. All right, so let's go ahead and open these up. This is a casting I like from Hot Wheels, Toyota MR2. And like I said, there's no real difference between these two aside from the wheels. So we got the Ultra Hots on one, and then we got these wacky tri-blade, whatever you want to call it, Beyblade wheel things that are really ugly, but it is what it is. And a lot of people don't like these Ultra Hot Wheels either, but I've said it before, I'm a fan of them. I like them. And again, it's, more to deal with just, growing up collecting, or growing up liking Hot Wheels anyway, not really collecting per se, but playing with the cars, and this was the wheel of the day for my childhood. And this came a little after, and I thought was not attractive, and I still don't think it is. But it's Toyota MR2. There's a lot of weird variations of this car out there. A lot of weird ones that came with like like the power launchers or something, like all playset stuff. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting ones to try to find and collect. It's an interesting casting if you want to try to get all of them. And at any rate, I'm really not actively pursuing this model per se to try to get all of the variations of this one. But if I ever see one that I don't have, I definitely will pick it up. And even if I see one that I do have and it's really cheap, I have a hard time leaving it behind. So there you go. All right, so that's what we got for vintage Hot Wheels. Our older Hot Wheels, I should say. Depends on your definition of vintage, I guess. And then we got some new stuff. This is a Hot Wheels Night Burners 5-pack where we got 4 gems in here. And one, why did you put it in here? I guess maybe to save money on licensing or something for the 5-pack. Alpha Pursuit. Why? I don't know. I'm not going to keep that car. But the rest of them are pretty sweet. It's funny because, like, you see people that try to cheat the system, right? And they'll buy a 5-pack and they'll get like a desirable casting out of it like this. And then they'll replace it with a junky car. It's terrible that people do that, but the funny thing is, when I originally saw this 5-pack in store, I'm like, what is that? Did someone grab this? What was the desirable one that someone stole the car out of and replaced it and returned it with this? And I guess that's not the case. This is actually supposed to be in there. I mean, Night Burners, I get it. I guess you got to have a police vehicle maybe to chase after the street racing cars or something. But I don't think it was necessary to put this casting in there. It's just a weird one. I don't know if I've even ever, I guess if I ever saw this casting before, I would have never paid attention to it, but I don't remember ever seeing it. Copyright date on the bottom is 2019. So, likely came out in 2020, and who really cares? I don't care anyway. Someone might like that. I don't know. I don't know. Mazda RX-7. Looking close at this, it's got some weird paint thing going on. It's like it's so thin or something. I don't know. You can see, it's almost like it was painted over. Maybe a different color. I don't know. That's weird looking. It's just like not smooth and all. I don't know. It's weird. We get details in the rear here, which look pretty good. And nothing in the front. Good choice of wheels, I would say. Not bad at all. It looks pretty good. Not bad. Yeah. Just nice details on the back. And that's really all you need. It's a pretty solid little model. And then we got the Prelude, which is awesome. Looks good. In just a plain white. And again, we just get the details in the back, which looks great. And I really like this casting. I'm a big fan of it. I love when they do they give some detail up front by adding, a piece to the window piece that makes headlights. For the cars that they're able to do that with, I think it looks really awesome. I'm glad they do it. And this one's got white rims. It looks good. It looks really good. I'm digging that too. And then, of course, this one is a fan favorite casting. Of course, it's a Datsun 620 truck, copyright date 2013. These have been out for a while. There's a bunch of different variations of it, and it's pretty awesome. Kaido House, so it's a Kaido House licensed one. That's pretty awesome. That's really cool. That Kaido House is kind of still like putting stuff out in regular Hot Wheels, so June's still involved sort of with Mattel in a way, and that's kind of neat. So yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty awesome. And then lastly, And sorry, man, I am just struggling here to speak, but we'll make her through. We get the McLaren Speedtail in a very dark purple. I love the little graphic they put up here in the window to give it some details. And that's pretty awesome. And no real tampo action except for just that little guy right in the front. It's a McLaren. And very, very dark purple. Dark wheels. It looks good. It looks good. Maybe not the best version of the car, but it does look good. All right. Sticking with Mattel for just a moment. We've got this Matchbox. Well, is this pre-Mattel? Maybe? All right, well, I don't know. Is it? The Premier Collection, is this pre-Mattel? Maybe it is. Well, either way, we got Matchbox. I don't know why I opened both ends of the box at once, but Toyota Supra. Pretty decent. I'll say this is a pretty good version of this car. It's definitely not 1/64 scale. It's larger. In this era of Matchbox, that's pretty typical. 1994, copyright date in the casting. Matchbox. It has a metal base. And it says... Ooh, it says suspension? Yeah, it does. Yeah. That's not the axle bending. It's got a mechanism in there. And, well, really kind of like a leaf spring inside of there. And then it has rubber tires. It's got a metal base. It's in 159 scale. The only argument to say that kind of, you know, sucks about this car is the wide tires. Little out of proportion. They look a little weird. They stick out from the wheel wells. And that's not the greatest. But other than that, detail-wise, pretty good. Look at that. Even got like the wiper in the back is painted. Headlights are somewhat graphicked on there. You got the Toyota logo. We've got door handles. They even painted black in there. Side marker. It's a solid little... We got window trim even. So that's pretty awesome. I think it's a very nicely done, detailed Matchbox. Some of the detailed Matchbox stuff from back in the day, it looks really awesome. The castings may leave a little bit to be desired for some people, and the fact that they're not 1/64 scale. And, you know, and I get it. But I really can't complain about this. It would be pretty sweet to wheel swap it. I think you could get this to look really... I'm not going to do it, but I think it would look really, really cool with different wheels. We also got details looking on the interior. Two-tone interior. Is that? Yeah, that's silver or chrome or whatever on the shift knob. That is pretty awesome. So lots of detail on this little piece. All right, so sticking with the, I guess, detailed stuff, let's look at... We're going to do Auto World last, I think. Let's do... Save the best for last, in my opinion. And then... let's do this Global 64 Tarmac Works. Like I said, I wasn't going to snag this one. I had no plans of purchasing it. But, you know, it was at a price I just couldn't refuse it. Thought about buying actually all the ones that they had. Because, I don't know, why not? Because that would have been silly. Alright. Tarmac Works. You guys know the drill with Tarmac Works. This is the Global 64 line, which is actually my favorite line from Tarmac Works. These typically will come with metal bases. They will be constructed very similar to a Mini GT. Very, very similar. I like the little boxes that they come in too, because you can display them in the box. It's got a window. You can display it in the box. You can store the car in the box when it's not on display. You can take it in and out. It's good. I like that. I'm a big fan of that type of packaging. So let's set that aside and take a look. Oh, and they roll a lot of the times too, the Global 64 models. It's a Zonda R. Definitely one of Tarmac Works' best castings, in my opinion. I really like it. It's full of detail. The mirrors are like the rubber... No, actually they're not. I thought they used the rubbery style wheels. They don't, actually. This one is hard plastic. Some of the Global 64 stuff does have like that rubberish material for the side mirrors and stuff like that. Same thing like Mini GT uses on all of theirs. The wing feels like it's pretty fragile, but nice and detailed. Detail. Zondar. I mean, this is a sick piece, really. Not much for detail on the base. I'm sure the base looks pretty, or the bottom of this car looks pretty plain. Anyway, just streamlined and screwed together, casting, and it's solid metal. So metal base, metal body. You got slicks on. And it roll. I mean, it doesn't roll like super fantastically well, but it rolls. Very cool. I like it. Actually, I like it quite a bit. This might actually be better than the one I've got. Actually, I think I have two other ones of this casting. I do. I got a black one. I think I got a Chase model, actually. Anyway, there's that one. I think that's pretty neat. We can do GreenLight. Yeah, let's do some GreenLight. I haven't looked at some GreenLight in a little bit here. Well, where's the scissors? We need a scissors to open up GreenLight. I could try to open it up with that X-Acto knife, but then we'd end up with blood on the channel. And that, you know, I guess wouldn't be good or would be good, depending on what your opinion of me is. All right, then we'll go ahead and pull up this Taurus. We got the dude. There's the dude. Here's our sales associate, looking dapper, ready to sell. And then we got the Taurus. I was excited to see this car announced. I would really have rather Auto World do this car, of course, being my favorite brand. But I think GreenLight did an okay job of it. It's tooling number 208. I do have one other version of this one, which is in the RoboCop in the Hollywood series. I thought that looked all right. And this one looks pretty good too. So yeah, I think this is a pretty sweet model. I mean, they didn't really put, you know, they didn't put lens details for the headlights, which, you know, if it would have been done by Auto World, it wouldn't have it either. Now they do have it. It's an inserted piece here for the front grille. I'm sure to like for different model variations. I don't know if they're going to do a Mercury version of it or not. And then we got the taillights are painted on, but they use a reflective kind of paint, and I think that looks really good. Overall, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty cool. I think they did a decent job. Decent job. It's got side mirrors. They look a little bit weird, maybe. Maybe not quite right, but I'd say overall, it's pretty decent. We've got a little bit of like paint running on the top. So there's that. And again, I picked these up from SC Diecast. I think they probably still have more, so if you wanted to grab one, you could scoop one from them. What was the other one we had? Yeah. The 1976 Chevelle Laguna S3 with spare tires. Give that one a chop here. Get it open. I love when they do this. Like for the hobby shop, it's cool that they provide the tires. The ones that come on the car look a lot better on the car than I think these would. And that's not really the point. I guess for customizers and stuff, it's really cool to get a spare set of tires. It's just a neat add-on. I think you can do a lot more with that than you can do really with this guy. I mean, yeah, you could do this, add it to a diorama. The deterrent of that, though, is that they're sitting on this base that you have to Photoshop out, or you have to do something with, or like hide them behind the car or whatever, so that this base isn't visible in a photograph. So if you really want to do like diorama photography with this or whatever, you got to do something about this base. It's not quite as useful. These, of course, are useful if you're a customizer. I hang out on all of them because maybe I will swap wheels out at some point. I just hang on to all of them. I have quite a few sets of these, and I don't know what I'm going to eventually do with them, but I think that's a cooler add-on than the people. If they did the people and they would just stand on their own without this base, I know that'd be a lot more difficult to do. That would be pretty cool too. All right, so onto the model. And I think this one in particular looks really good. Also, the quality on this one is actually quite good too. And I always very much scrutinize GreenLight when I'm picking it up. I always really give it a good look over and hope that I get a model that doesn't have any major flaws. And this one pretty much looks near perfect. The tailpipes in the back here, one of them's a little bit crooked. If you're being picky, that could be an issue, but I don't think it's really that big of a deal. So overall, I think the model looks really good. I like the black and gold. That looks fantastic. The front of the car looks nice and crisp. I think the hood opens on this model. I know it. Nothing opens on the Taurus, by the way. Oh yeah, she opens. There it is. So we got an opening hood, and it shuts nice. Nice, crisp, clean, and yeah, this looks really good. I think that's a great version of this casting. I've seen a lot of versions of this casting, and I haven't really liked many of them. This one is a winner. So, very, very cool. All right, so next up, we got round 2 stuff. And yes, we'll start with Johnny Lightning. We have 2 from Johnny Lightning here. We got the Chevy Corvette 427, 1967 variety. This is a new casting, in quotes, because it's new to Johnny Lightning, but it's not a new casting for round 2. It's been around for a while. The only thing that's retooled was the metal base to have it be put into a Johnny Lightning line and to fit the Johnny Lightning style wheels. But of course, this casting originated as an Auto World Deluxe model with a plastic base and plastic wheels. And this one looks pretty decent. What color is this? This is Goodwood Green Pearl. And it's a very dark green. Dark metal flake. I think overall, it looks pretty good. I've seen they have a Corvette casting. It's very similar to this one. I don't know what year Corvette it is. It's not an Auto World one, but it's very, very similar to this one in the Johnny Lightning line already. And I think I've got a version of it with these exact wheels. The only gripe I'm going to have, which I just noticed, we got some issues with the red lines on the tires. In particular, this one right here. It's definitely not centered, and there's nothing you can really do to fix that. Aside from taking the tire off and flipping it around, which I'm not going to do. But that would be the only gripe with this one. The only thing I can see that's a flaw right off the bat. But there you go from Johnny Lightning. So Johnny Lightning has been just putting out some really cool stuff lately, and a lot of it has been older, like Auto World Deluxe castings that I've been picking up. You know, my love for Auto World, of course, spills over into Johnny Lightning. Well, I've always loved Johnny Lightning, too. It's just Auto World's always been the thing for me that I really, really enjoy. But this 1980 Pontiac Firebird, this is a sweet casting. This one's been around for a while. I have got a bunch of different ones, a bunch of different colors of this one. Bright blue poly, you get. These are limited to 13,510 models, by the way. I wonder if they're going to stop doing the limited numbers on these Johnnies as well, because they just stopped doing it on Auto World. But sick color for this car. Very cool. The bird looks good. This one's got an opening hood. Doesn't open all that well. And sometimes doesn't shut all that well on this casting, admittedly. But this looks pretty good. The wheels look good. I like that they have the blue in there. Inside the wheel. It's got a blue interior. Very nicely detailed, sharp details. The wing little thing on the back is attached well. It's not really loose. No issues there. So it looks pretty good. Digging that. All right. Lastly, we've got, of course, my favorite brand, which is Auto World. And we're going to do the Ultra Reds last, of course. Ending it with a chase. So we're going from worst to first, sort of. And so we're going to start with this Ratfink square body. Yeah, it's a square body. I know you guys, I know some of you, for sure some of you, that are vocal about it even, are sick of the square bodies. And I say it, I've been mentioning it every time I've shown one, basically, but I understand it. I get it. Yeah, they're doing a lot of it, but yeah, they sell. Why not? Why wouldn't you? I mean, if you were a company and you're like, oh, well, man, this thing we're making is really popular. People are buying all of them. Should probably stop making it. No, that's not how any company ever thinks. And yeah, not how they should. I mean, if they want to stay profitable, right? So these diecast companies have to make money. That's how they, obviously are able to produce these cars, and it's why they're doing it. They're not, they got to pay salaries and all that stuff, obviously, right? So there's your economics 101, I suppose. This thing has a trailer hitch on it. I was not expecting that. Oh, and I get why. All right, so Autoworld Ratfink Mio exclusive. Mio exclusive also came out with a trailer, I believe, that has Ratfink on it. I did not pick that up because I don't collect trailers. I've got a couple of the Autoworld ones in my collection that are cool, but I don't really collect the trailers, and that's why I never purchased it. But that would be why this thing has a trailer hitch on it. True 1/64 scale. The trailer hitch kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, if I'm being honest. But it is cool that they're able to pair this with a trailer. I mean, that's good that they did that. That was a good idea. There you go. You got the motor in there. And, what can I say? We've seen this casting many, many times in this channel. I think literally have over 100 different versions of this. So it is what it is, right? And Ratfink's not the Ratfink style or whatever as a graphic on a car. It's not something I'm into. So this is, bottom of the list for me as far as if I were to order, best Auto World square body exclusive, hobby exclusive down to the lowest tier. This would be in the lowest because I don't really care for the Ratfink thing. I mean, whatever. I should clarify. It's just the livery, right? The Ratfink on the side, the Ratfink, the Rat guy. It doesn't do anything for me. I know it's a popular thing or whatever. It's just not my style. Okay, it does nothing for me. That's why I'm not really into it that much. Of course, I had to get it though because I want every single one of these that comes out, and I will continue to do that, or at least attempt to. I mean, unless it gets too crazy, which it probably already is. But anyway, let's move on. We got limited one of 2400, so a very limited model, and it's something different. It's golf, so I guess it's not 100% different. But it is something different in the way of exclusives. We don't have that many exclusive, like hobby dealer exclusive models that are not a square body. And so good job, Super Mini Wheels, on doing that. I think that's awesome that you picked this Corvette and did it with this. There's been the Corvette has been used as a hobby exclusive one other time for premium hobbies. And that one's pretty awesome. This one's awesome as well. It comes with a box. I love that these come with a box. That is one thing that is definitely a nice thing. Definitely digging that. Super Mini Wheels and Auto World have teamed up to bring you this limited edition Golf 2020 Chevy Corvette with modern Golf race livery in true 1/64 scale, like only Auto World can deliver. So there you go. Box looks good. Car looks pretty awesome too. And I'm going to be honest, I got 2 of these. Just with how limited it is and it being golf, I think it was a good idea to pick up a couple. Down the road, it probably will be tradable for something decent Auto World-wise because once these things are gone, they're going to be gone, and they will be tough to get. Only 2,400 models produced, that they're going to sell out eventually, and then when they do, later on, people are going to get into Auto World. They're just going to start looking at some hobby exclusive stuff, and they'll be like, how can I get this golf one? It's going to be a popular one later on. I just think it is. That's the feeling I get. Will I be wrong? Probably not. Maybe, but probably not. I would say this over this. This is going to be a harder one to get later on. Only time will tell. But Let me know if you share that opinion. I think this thing looks pretty awesome, though. It's kind of a cool golf livery. It looks like race worn almost, or whatever. The stripes on the side are like look worn, have a worn look to them. Rolls pretty decent. Sweet. It's awesome. All right. Moving on, we got Ultra Reds to look at. Let's do the square body first. Why not? So we get a step side. I really want them to do a step side again in the normal like ride height instead of the lifted one. I would like if they did that sometime soon. It's a 1986 Chevy K10. We'll go ahead and do version A in bright red. Really basic colors for this release. Okay, very basic. So we get a red, and then of course we get a white. I'm just going to open up both of them right away. So nothing too crazy here. We get red, we get white. And this one's got a tan interior. This one's got a red interior. Let's take a look at the plate. Up real high, up real high. Of course, it's got the step side box. It looks pretty good. They look good. So, pretty awesome. Let's get into the Ultra Red. So, the Ultra Red, what do we got for traits? We got what we can see in the package is red body, Ultra Red interior, white base, white tires, and I think that's going to be it. We will pop the hood just to take a look. Let's see if there's anything crazy. This, I think this is the first. Is this the first Ultra Red from this series that I got? No, I think it's the second. I think I'll be halfway done after we open these two with this set, right? Let me check. Yeah, because I think I just got the Mustang Mach 1. So yeah, I think so. All right. Anywho, let's go ahead and open it up and take a peek. So yep, white base, white tires, Ultra Red interior, Ultra Red body, and nothing special under there. Every once in a while they put a little kind of Easter egg under there. You get like a white engine or whatever. I don't think I've seen an Ultra Red one, but I've seen white. And sometimes they even tint the windows. They do some other weird stuff with the chases. Gets a white Chevrolet on the back, which should be the version A. Okay, yeah, so likely I think these go after version A. Although I don't think there's really any way to tell, particularly on this model. But I've told the story of how these Ultra Reds are done several times. I feel like I don't need to do it anymore, but I kind of do every single time. Is that it doesn't matter whether you find it on a version A or a version B card for a store release. Okay, it's store release. If you find it on a version A or a version B card, it does not matter. It will be the same truck in the card. Okay, so whether this would have been on version A or version B, this is going to be exactly the same. And they're 3% of total production of the two models put together. This one's got a little bit of a dashboard issue now that I'm looking at. I wonder if I can push that back in, but there is, you can kind of see it in there. I don't think it's really worth it to try to fix it. You can see how the dashboard's flush on this one, and it's not on this one. All right, last one. So the last one is the Camaro, but oh yeah, thanks Zach, by the way, for hooking me up with this. I really do appreciate it. It's always nice to get the square body out of the way because it seems to be the one that's, you know, a little bit harder to get a hold of at a decent price. Is going to be this one. He found this in a store, so I really do appreciate that, bud. Thank you very much. All right, moving on. We got one more to go, and that is these Camaros. And these actually do look pretty awesome. So this is the Nicky Chevy Camaro ZL1 1LE. And it's pretty awesome looking. So let's do the version A first. Ooh, that came right off. And we'll open up version B as well. Love that color. Wild. The black one looks really mean. It looks really cool. It's a pretty nice casting. Ooh, we got a little bit of a quality issue back here. I don't know what that is, actually. If that's like, oh, I think it's like glue that leaked down or something from the wing, how this is attached. That's what it looks like. Glue leaked down. Can you see that? Glue leaked down there, and it kind of covered up that tail light, is what it appears. So small issue there, Bimby. But it looks pretty nice. The Camaros are kind of growing on me. I never really liked the styling of these newer Camaros, but the newer ones are starting to kind of grow on me from a styling standpoint. Not my favorite, but they look kind of mean. This one looks pretty mean. This one looks pretty awesome too in this bright color. Very, very bright color. Looks like we got a little bit of a quality issue back here. The wheel's a little bit wonky. Could probably fix that. We don't need to do it right now though. Other than that, paint looks really good. Everything else looks really good on the model. So pretty cool there. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get the Ultra Red open, and that's how we're going to end today with this guy. And I just picked this up today. Very cool. Thanks, Jeremy. Really cool of you to just, get this involved in a trade, and then, although what he got in trade, by the way, was the 4-pack Ultra Red Deluxe model from the Target exclusive one. So that's the thing he was actually after, and the guy threw in this, and he went ahead and paid it forward to me. So that's really awesome. I really do appreciate it, Jeremy. Thank you very much. So again, we get an Ultra Red interior, Ultra Red body, we get a white base, and we get white tires, and it's another chase car. Opened up, off the list, going to go on display, and I'm happy to do it. So that's going to be it for this episode of Diecast Weekly, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Definitely, subscribe and stuff. If this is the first time you're watching the channel, welcome. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Honestly, without you guys watching these videos, my collection would not be anywhere close to what it is. Obviously we make a little bit of ad revenue on these YouTube things, these YouTube videos, and it allows me to perpetuate the hobby and sort of always have a flow of some stuff to show you. And that's really appreciated, because without you guys watching, and all that good stuff, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff, get me enough views to the point where I can get a little bit of fundage for getting these models added to the collection. And I really do appreciate it. And then, of course, the people that also help me out. So special shout out, of course, to my buddy Jeremy, and of course my buddy Zach. So I really do appreciate it. All right. That's it, guys. Thank you very much again for watching. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.